Welcome to the Gab Show. We'll be with you in just a few minutes with our show hosts Gabi Johnson, Melissa Tenzer, and Ty Robinson. Enjoy real talk, real insight about our Central New Jersey community. You can watch this show at any time on Central New Jersey Network Community TV and cable TV such as Comcast and Fios, as well as all the streaming platforms including Apple TV, Roku, Amazon Fire, YourTownTube.com, and FitFabAndWellTube.com. And if you feel like supporting this program, please visit www.cnjn.org. Thank you for your support, and we invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
I feel so proud of each and every one of you because to me, y'all doing an excellent job, and I'm very thankful for all the time and all the patience and the hard work that you are putting in this Forever Forward grant. And it just makes me proud to see what God is continuously doing.
Well, the Forever Forward grant, has been an awesome experience from start into this present moment. It started off with us attending 5 intense all-day Saturday classes at the Smith Family Foundation, where they have connected us to work on our vision statement, our mission statement, and the list just really goes on, as well as connected us to executive directors that has more established organizations. As it stands now, going forward, we are excited how we're going to be learning more whenever we attend these classes. The good thing about this program is that it allows us to expand our current program.
It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. That's what this grant is. It's a phenomenal grant. It's a phenomenal organization, the Smith family. And I am so glad that they're rooted here in Trenton, because most organizations don't do what they're doing. They just don't do what they're doing. And hopefully everybody will model what they're doing to be able to teach organizations that are grassroots how to get to the next level, and how to impact the community.
On behalf of Homeworks, I want to say a huge thank you to the Smith Family Foundation for not only, allowing us to be a part of this grant, but also to be a part of the bigger Smith Family Foundation family. They have taught us so much, not only from being in community with all the other grassroots nonprofits that are part of this grant, but also teaching us leadership skills and how to build up our nonprofit. And we're just so excited to continue growing and working alongside the foundation and the wider Trenton community.
Welcome to the Gab. This is a very special episode. It is the season of holiday and also Giving Tuesday. And I am here with Melissa.
Hi, Gabby. I'm so glad to be here for this special episode. There's so much going on during the holidays, but first of all, we are here in the new studio for CNJN, and we're so excited to be in downtown Trenton for the first time with this studio on 1 West State Street in Trenton. So many great things happening in the community that we're going to talk about today. Giving Tuesday is one of them, which is so important to everybody and nonprofits. So we're going to get all into it all, but first the holidays.
But first the holiday, this is so exciting. It is, of course, the season, one of my favorite time of the year.
Oh, yes.
Because suddenly people are becoming much nicer.
True.
Right?
Yes, very nice around the holidays. Except for when they're shopping.
Except when they are shopping. But what are the few things that you have on your list, Melissa, during the holiday?
So one thing that's really important to me is my daughter went off to college this year, so she's coming home, and I want to be able to really spend as much time as possible with her. I know she's going to want to see her friends, but I'm going to capitalize on just enjoying my daughter and having that time together.
Right.
Family's so important, but unfortunately this year my sister does have leukemia and she is going to be gone for the holidays. She's getting a stem cell transplant in the hospital. I tested to be the donor as her sister, and my other donor, fortunately, is going to be able to save her life. So as we talk about people going through tough times and Giving Tuesday and people being happy in the community, we also have times that we're sad, and we can lean into that as well. So prayers for my sister Kate at this time.
That is right, and I think it's a good point, meaning so many times we are looking about the good side of the holiday season, but yet you do have a moment where you just need to have a moment of silence and pray for the loved ones that are out there and that need your help. So Giving Tuesday, this is so exciting, and we have a guest coming in.
We absolutely do. So Giving Tuesday is November 28th, and it's a time that many nonprofits look to be able to get to the next level and really raise awareness for the charities. So we have the Smith Family Foundation, who we have coming on today to talk about Giving Tuesday. They have some of their grant recipients here that we're going to highlight so that they can get some background from individuals and also from other community members to get engaged with their cause.
Right.
So the Smith Family Foundation has been around for about 7 years, and they do great work, mainly in Trenton. About 85% of the grants that they give are in the city of Trenton.
Right.
And we have Catherine Nanulli, who is the CEO and a Smith family member. Catherine spent the majority of her career in Essex County as an educator and community organizer. In 2016, Catherine returned to her hometown of Trenton, New Jersey, served as the executive director, and is now the CEO of the Smith Family Foundation in Trenton. Their mission is armed to empower the community, cultivate leaders, and transform lives by providing funding and leadership. And what's really important is the blessing to the community is they are Black, women, and family in philanthropy, which is really, really important. And you really stick to that core mission of 85% go to Trenton area foundations or recipients or charities. And we're just so thrilled that you're really taking that next level with the city of Trenton. So welcome, Catherine, to the show. We're so happy to have you here.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yes.
Thank you.
This is an awesome moment, meaning, so how do you basically make your selection into your process with the Smith Foundation?
So thank you so much for bringing us here. I'm so excited to be on the Gab Show. Thank you so much. I'm going to try my best not to gab so much.
Right. You want to hear the gab from you. That's what it's all about.
Don't worry.
Whole hour to gab.
Good. So the Smith Family Foundation is it was a really simple choice. So I'm gonna try to tell the story really, really quickly, and why we decided to stay here in Trenton and why we decided to do this whole philanthropy thing. So when I was a child. Quick story. When I was a child, my mom had a garden. My mother and my father, we had a garden. We lived in the South Ward of Newark. The South Ward of Trenton. Anybody from Trenton? We know that's down the bottom, right? So they had this garden in right next to our house, and every morning, 4 o'clock, we would have to get up. We would have to weed the garden. We would have to water the garden. We would have to take care of the garden. We would have to do all of these wonderful things in this garden. And we had to plant these seeds, and then it's kids. There were 8 children, my mother and my father, and then all these random people who lived with us, cousins and nephews, nieces, whoever. So every morning we were all up, we were all doing a thing, and my mom had grapevines and pear trees and apple trees in the middle of the neighborhood, and it's like, this is happening before urban, gardening became a thing. And so every morning we wake up, we do it, we take care of this, and then it was harvest time. So harvest time would come, and we would all get out there and do the picking and the pruning and the packing of bags. So we were packing the bags, and I'm a child, so I'm like, oh yay, we're gonna have this wonderful stuff all for us. My mother and my father was like, no, we're not gonna have that all for us. We're giving it away. So it's for the community. That's where all the foundation really was laid. It all started back then, way back as a child. So when we decided, hey, we're going to do this foundation, Sowing Seeds in the City of Trenton, which is our tagline, it was just what it was, right? We are sowing these seeds, and it's not just for us. Everything that we do is for everybody in the city of Trenton. So that's kind of like where we came from.
And do you still have the garden?
No.
But that taught you life lessons.
It taught me life lessons.
Yes.
And planted the seeds.
And I remember I used to do, so I used to go to my grandmother's house, you know, and in the mountain in Switzerland, same thing. You know, we needed to go there with the garden and so on and so on, and then, you know, bring the food to the people in the area that didn't have.
Yeah,
so Giving Tuesday and the foundation, right?
Yeah.
This is an amazing
It's an
thing.
amazing thing. And definitely, like you said, it's not just the Smith Family Foundation. A lot of people get money for a foundation and they're, you know, give some out, but you have an incubation center.
Absolutely.
So we want to hear a little bit more about that, because not only are you granting money, you are cultivating leadership skills in those individuals, and you are almost mentoring, and you can tell us more about it, those smaller grassroots nonprofits that are coming into the city of Trenton to say, I'm giving this money and I know you can do it, but I'm going to give you the leadership, the skills, the mentors to be able to bring it to the next level. And not only that, I'm going to house you right here in the Smith Family Foundation Incubation Center. So talk a little bit about that.
So the Incubation Center, which is one of my favorite parts of the foundation, but it's a part of our whole purple ribbon. So it's really difficult to talk about one without talking about
Let's talk about all of them. Let's
right?
hear. Let's
so
hear about the pillars.
The purple ribbon really talks about, first of all, our mission is to cultivate leaders and transform lives. We do that by giving out money.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's really interesting when a philanthropist say, you know, money is not the most important thing. For us, it's not. We want to give you money because we want your organization to be sustainable, but what's most important for us is that the educational piece comes in, right? Because the Smith Family Foundation, we can leave at any time and say, we're going to spend down our corpus, but what we teach you and what the Smith Family Foundation shares with you in terms of how the nonprofit works, how philanthropy works, that stays with your organization forever. So we look at the entire organization as a structure to make sure that folks are sustainable and they're ready to move forward, even without us.
So which kind of challenges, meaning you are giving the money, first of all, how do you select the people that you are giving the money to? But then you have that portion of education that comes in place. So what are the challenges that you see when you are giving that whole platter of solution, yet you have challenges?
Right, so we have challenges. First, I'll answer, we work, if you're from Trenton and you're a nonprofit organization from Trenton and you service at least 85% of your participants are from the city of Trenton, you put in an RFP just like all other philanthropic organizations. And so when you do that, we try to make you understand that the grant, the money is just a piece of what we're given. And that's where the challenge comes in, because most nonprofits are used to going to a philanthropy, getting money and walking away, sending in their reports or what have you. But that's not what the foundation does. I'm like, you're going to come to these transformative leadership development classes. We're going to have 3 of them if you're in this program. And if you're in our signature program, which is the Forever Forward Fellowship, you're going to come to 30 of them over a 3-year period.
Yes.
So
that's amazing. So Catherine, what's really interesting about that is I remember 7 years ago when you opened up and people getting the grants and then saying that they had to go to those programs. And at first they were a little thrown off, like, I'm getting this money, but there's this big commitment. And then they really realized that they needed that to be able to get to the next level, which is so important. I've been on the other end where I've done donor advised funds and given out money and been in the nonprofit space. And like you said, they do the RFP, they go on, they write the grant, and then from there they get the money. And there really is a report or two where you're taking it to the next level to say, you're more grassroots. We kind of have been around. We know what's going on in the city of Trenton, and we're going to guide you, mentor you, and we're going to help you get to the next level for the people of Trenton.
For the people
and
of
that's
Trenton.
What it's all about. Almost like we're all in it together.
Absolutely.
And that's what's rare about what you're doing in comparison to a lot of foundations out there. And like I said, people were not understanding when they were applying, and then they were really relishing in it after they understood that whole process, because they needed that mentorship, they needed that leadership. and the workshops and the programs that you provide.
Right.
So I think this is bringing also the portion of the outreach, and we are going to bring Nikki on to kind of give you a strong arm to make that case. So we are going to take a break, and we will be right back, so don't go anywhere. Welcome, I am Gabi Johnson. Today we are talking about video content. It is the perfect medium to pass complex messages to your customer, because in reality, who does read big block of text and follow images into a long blog or newsletter? Not many. Today we are into the area of smartphone, and people are scrolling through these videos content faster than you can know it. So today I invite you to create video content, but then don't stop here. Once you have created your video content, you need to distribute that video content. And yes, you can use your social media platform, and it is great. But here at Your Town Tube, we're offering you a social platform that allows you to distribute your videos to the local market. So join the movement. Put your video content on Your Town Tube and let the local community see your content. And if you don't know how to do any video content and you need a little bit help, then just give us a call and we will be happy to help you. Thank you for watching.
Your Town Tube is today's #1 all-local promotion, social media and networking in the Princeton-Mercer region. The most effective, attractive, quickest, and affordable ways to reach a huge local audience.
Welcome back to the Gab. We are so thrilled to be able to have so much great programming for you here in the Trenton studio. We're talking about Giving Tuesday and the holidays in general. And we're here with the Smith Family Foundation and one of their grantees. And Gabi, tell us about it.
Yes, absolutely. First of all, I love that story of the garden that we heard just a little bit earlier. But now we have Nikki Anders, right?
Yes.
And you are part of that arm that goes and outreach. So you, the director of that arm, right?
Yes.
Tell us how important outreach is all about.
First, tell us about your foundation, too.
Yes.
A little bit about your
my
foundation
gosh.
and the name, and a little bit more about your mission.
Yes, we go short by saying life, but it's Legacy International. Okay. We are a nonprofit based here in the city of Trenton, sponsored heavily by the Smith Family Foundation for like their support and their belief in us, because there's plenty of times we want to be like, we don't want to do this. But they be like, no, keep going.
Is that true, Catherine?
It keeps going, but we do community outreach. We heavily focus on youth and family and getting word out in the city of Trenton. Because as you know, Trenton is small, but Trenton is big in a way as far as getting information out. So part of our main thing is the HUD Community app, which puts all the information. We try to get everything that goes out in the city to the community, so that way they have resources available to them. They know where to get food pantries. It came about during COVID. So it was like everyone needed information, but there was no one place to find it. So we decided to come up with this community app that would tell people where they can get food for their kids, where they can.
So it's an app.
It's the app on
So
your
what is
Android.
the
It's
name
called
of
the
the
HUD
app?
Community
The
app.
HUD Community.
And it's because
part
we
of that, right?
yes,
Thank you.
yes.
I knew when it happened. I got right on there. I was in the know.
Because
So what do
we-
you do exactly with that app?
The app is we put information on what's going on in the community as far as resources where people can get medical attention.
Okay.
They can get food pantry bags. It has all the list of food pantries
That
in the
is
city of
awesome.
Trenton.
It is
It has all the resources available. If you need to go, even the anchor stuff where you can fill out and get that check, it's right there on the app.
So Nikki is one of your example, right? She's one of
Grantees.
your grantees.
She's one of our grantees.
So so now tell us, how hard is the 30-step program?
Did you have to do 30 steps?
She's not.
No.
Nikki's in the incubation center.
Yeah.
So they're in the
Yeah.
incubation center.
They're not
So
doing steps.
they're
They're
doing
not
the
incubation center. We want to hear more about that center. And I want to see what you thought, Catherine, when Nikki had this idea and the foundation was formed with the CEO. Did you say, this is such a cool concept, this is something that's needed in Trenton, or did you say, like, I'm not sure if it fits into our mission? I know this is getting into the weeds, but what was your thought?
She believed in us right away.
Right away.
From the very
Yes.
start.
Ooh,
from
I
the
love
very
that.
start. So
Okay, that's
Nikki
great.
and her partner, Mian,
Yeah.
they
Yes.
came through, we were talking about the purple ribbon before.
Yes,
So it
yes,
starts
yes.
off with the community empowerment classes. And
Awesome.
Nikki and me came through the community empowerment classes. Now, this is an interesting piece, but because we don't give grants for the community empower class. They actually pay us for to come into those classes. It's $125.
I think I know
which
about
is a
this.
very nominal fee.
Yeah.
It is,
Right.
it is.
Based on what they get, because it's 6 weeks full of intensive work, learning how to do nonprofits, whether or not you even need a nonprofit.
Right,
There's
right, right.
So
You might-
many in this city. Oh my gosh,
There's so many.
So many.
And
And you have
so
to be real about whether they need
and
they
you
can
have
do
to
it or
be
not.
real. You have to ask yourself these hard questions. Do I really need to do this?
Yes.
And what they are doing is so unique that there was no other organization out here doing it, especially with the HUT Community app.
Yes.
They do some amazing work with that, but I don't want to pass by their leadership training program that they do in the summertime. They
Yes.
work
Hear
with
about
high
that.
school students. It is amazing work that they're training them and getting them ready for a career.
Ooh, let's hear a little
So
bit more about
the,
that workshop in the summer
The
camp.
summer camp
Yes.
program is 6 weeks of intense work. The kids decide what they're going to major in college. So they come up and they say, this is what I want to do. We get them somebody that's in that field. They interview the person. They go through every step of learning that field before you put that on your college application, because you don't want. The thing is, we all got those degrees back in the day that we never used. Now we pay
used my degree.
Now we use
Come on.
we pay.
I
we
use it
pay.
every day.
Yeah, I tried, but we because for example, Mian got his degree in engineering, and I was like, have you ever used that? He was like, I don't know.
Yeah,
We like, so we
exactly.
just want to cut like that, like get to the chase. Like some kids realize that, you know what, I can go to a trade school.
Yes.
Other
So
options
important.
And there's other options out
Yes.
there. So we try to
Community
match them
college,
out,
too.
and we do try to match them out with courses in the community college.
Right.
Okay, this is your major, you want to be a nurse. Mercer County College has one of the best nursing programs.
do.
You don't even have to go outside of Trenton to get that. And you get the
see,
best
right there.
internship at Robert Wood Johnson. So we try to get them those information, like
so
why would you want to
awesome.
go outside of town? We have a nurse that we would get nurses or doctors. One kid was the hardest. He said he wanted to be a brain surgeon. And I called everywhere. I finally got one though.
Oh wow.
And he had to interview the doctor. So it's like,
Nice.
what did you go to school for? How intense was the training?
Right.
And the doctors or whoever they interview are really real with them. Like, okay, this is the path you want to be on. I will mentor you through it.
Nice.
But this is the step you have to take. It's not going to be easy. They tell them how many hours they're going to have to study, how much of their personal life they're going to have to give up for those choices. And then they decide, like, okay, I want to major in this and I'm
Right.
going to do it.
And also you said that you had that connection from where the source of the company is.
It's we are from Liberia, so
Liberia.
we yes. So the
Right.
HUT community is based on if any African movies, anything, we go to the Palava Hut. That was our social media. That's where the elders would give people.
She carries her. I think those should be the brand extravaganza session.
Oh, absolutely. We can talk about those briefly.
We carry that with us because if it wasn't for the people that poured into us, we wouldn't be here. And us being from another country coming here, we always want to give back. So we also,
Amazing.
part of our organization, also sponsor kids to go to school in Liberia. We started off with 4 kids, now we at 15. And we make a trip to go back to make sure that they're getting the proper education.
See, and this is
they do what they have to do.
What I love about that whole system of giving back.
It all starts with them.
It starts with the
you
Smith
know,
family
it
and Giving
starts
Tuesday
here,
and the
and
recipients.
look at that. It goes all the way over there.
Yeah.
I have a
Yes.
question for you. Where do the recruits come from? Because the hardest part is getting people, young people, to buy into the mission and understand the value that you have. So where do they come from? Is it from the high schools? Is there one particular
it's a lot
school
of,
that's a feeder? Tell us
no,
about that
it's
process.
a lot of work we do. We deal with kids from Foundation. I'm always in a community, so I mentor kids in a community, so it's easy for me to, what you interested in being? What do you want? I have a summer program, register for this program and learn. So it's all about networking and talking to kids, and when they feel comfortable, everyone wants to be something in life, and the thing is they just need somebody to kind of guide them and give them. And with the Smith Family Foundation did for us, we tried to like pay it forward. So even when we go back home, when I went to Liberia, it was one of the things I told the people in the community, like those mothers, like you have people rooting for your kids that you never even met, that you probably would never even meet. And they know they have a whole support team that they have never met. They just seen pictures.
So it was during COVID that you got the funding to start this, is that right? Tell us how many years ago and some of the progress that you've made.
It was, we started off the foundation before COVID, and life started off in about 2004. Then it kind of like dwindled down and we weren't doing nothing. But then we started having like little conversations like, what do we do? But when COVID started, it was like that be still moment where you can look at yourself and be like, okay, I have goals, I have a purpose, this is what I want to do. And then everything just
Because people didn't have those resources. They didn't know
didn't.
what was open
And
what
I
was
remember,
closed.
I remember when
that's
we started
perfect timing
talking
for your
about it, it was
organization.
like, can we really do this? And Meehan was like, okay, I can build an app if you do the legwork and get all the information. And because of my resource and my connection with the city, I'm like calling everybody like, where do they give COVID shots? Where do they do this? So it was like trying to find out resources. So now when people say there's nothing to do in Trenton, I pull up my app, I'll be like, you got like 25 things to do this weekend.
Today.
So you just go.
Awesome.
But we also have good people that follow us. Like we have we have the Smith family, we have Bonzilla's Crown, which is a partner with us. We have Empowerment House. We have like good people that like those voices come like, you can't do this, and then people come and be like, yes, you can. You got to keep going and doing this because people need this. And when Terrell talks about the app, it like just boosts me up. I feel like, now we got to update the app.
So right here with your grantee is a great example. Like, you know her before COVID, and now it's like few years. So really, like, even when you do have that grantee, it's a lifetime relationship.
It's a lifetime relationship.
Yes.
Even when people graduate out of our program, they still have our phone number. They call if they need something. They call. Can you introduce me to this person? Can you do? It's
Right.
It's
A
a
lifetime.
partnership.
It is
It's
a
a lifetime.
It's a lifetime of
partnership.
services.
It's not grantor grantee.
Right.
We're
It
in this
becomes a
together.
family.
In the community
We're in this
together,
together.
doing good work in the
We're
community
in
together.
this together because we have to do it together to win. I want to say two things. One,
Yes.
Nikki was talking about the different career paths and everything like that, and
Right.
that's a wonderful thing that we talk about because our service agenda is higher education as a normal next step. And the Smith Family Foundation defines higher education in 5 different ways or pathways to higher education. We don't just look at higher education as going off to college because we know that a thriving community needs both an engineer, but they also need an electrician.
Yes.
So we want to make sure that people are not saying to kids, you're not college material. I don't want anyone saying that to a child,
Right.
or you're you don't need to go to college, or I don't want them to say that to children. I want children to feel empowered and know that it takes.
Not every children is made to go to college.
Every child is not made to go to
it.
college.
It's like
but
we say college,
Yes.
college, but
Yes.
some people rather work with their hands.
and that's why we have 5 pathways
Yes.
to higher education.
Right.
We look at the fact that it takes as much intelligence to read an electrician book that it does to take
And
an
you buddy
engineering
up with
book.
the technical
so,
schools.
Exactly.
Right.
So what we do is we promote higher education through
Right.
a 4-year college, a 2-year college, technical school, adult returning education, and career readiness. And we also consider Smith Family Foundations experts in their field. So all of the nonprofit organizations have to come through our transformative leadership development program. So we don't separate it out.
Yeah.
We include it to 5
Right.
pathways to higher education, not just going off to college. And that's how we fund, and that's what we promote.
Yes.
All right.
Great work, Nikki Ender. So
Great
good to have you
work.
on the program.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank
we
you for
are
being here.
we are gonna go to break, but don't go anywhere. Come back. We are going to talk about a little bit more about this wonderful Giving Tuesday and some brand extravaganza.
Dress for Success Central New Jersey has 10 workforce development programs to help women become the best version of themselves in the workforce. We have effective communication, know your worth, understanding that you too can get that next raise and get to the next level in your career to be able to support yourself and your family. Dress for Success is a volunteer organization that helps people throughout Central New Jersey. Welcome back to the Gab. We have Jennifer P. Sheridan, the founder of Global Youth Transformation Initiative. She too is a grantee from the Smith Family Foundation just a couple years ago, and she is in the incubation center. I want to tell you a little about Jennifer. Jennifer was born and raised in the United Kingdom and integrated into this country in 1985. She is the founder and executive director of Global Youth Transformation, GYTI, a nonprofit organization that promotes and fosters global awareness through education that empowers underserved and underfunded middle and high school students to reimagine their life and envision a better future. That's a lot of great work there, Jennifer. We go way back, and I'm so proud to have you on our show.
And thank you for having me. I'm really excited to be here today. Yes.
I love the accent.
I do too.
She has an accent.
I had to mention your background. I mean, that was very, very important.
Yes, not from London, but from England. Yes.
From England.
North of the country, yes.
North of the country.
wonderful.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And how great that you're working with the Smith Family Foundation in the incubation. Tell us a little bit about your nonprofit.
So, the Global Youth Transformation Initiative came out, it was birthed out of my time at Yale University when I was a student there. And it was really this concept of, my own personal life and just what I wanted to do next. Like I realized that, at 10 years old, I came to America for the first time. And it was out of that, I didn't know that 10 years later, I would be literally coming here and emigrating and living here. And since then, I've traveled the world, and I realized that that opportunity that I had to travel the world impacted just who I am as a person and how I see the world. And because of that, I wanted other kids to experience that, but not just experience like, okay, let's go on a trip and go somewhere.
With the family, right?
Yeah,
It's a little
but
different.
really, let's go and see what it means to serve, to give back to other people, because so many kids don't realize that they have so much here. And it's not until they go outside of their comfort zone, they go outside to another country, they actually realize, wait a minute, there's so much I can do right here. I have so much to give. And that's really what the whole concept was birthed out of, this idea of being able to allow children to see themselves beyond, let's say, Trenton, the 7 miles that they live in.
their communities
But
where they live.
but to
And
actually
open up their eyes.
Not only, I think like when you are a kid, it is so hard to make all those hard decisions, what I'm going to be, who I'm going to be, who I am, what do I want to, it's so hard. Even if you have all the system in place, but nevertheless, when you don't. So mentoring is one of a big thing I think that we are missing today into our society. And what you're doing seems that you are mentoring a lot of people. But we also heard that you were the first one, January 1st, 2020, to that incubation
Incubation
Yeah,
Center.
I was chomping
How
at
did
the
you
bit.
feel about that?
I
being
mean,
the first.
it was interesting. There was a lot going on at that time, but I was really blessed by the Smith Family Foundation to even be allowed to be an incubee in the incubation center.
So tell us.
Yeah, because like we had, so I'll backtrack a minute just
Yes.
to COVID. Like,
Okay.
our organization actually started in 2013, and we had gone to Mozambique, and we were going to do a trip to Mozambique, but financially it just couldn't happen. You know, trying to raise funds to take 10, 11 kids to Africa just was not possible. And then I ended up leaving the Bronx and coming to New Jersey, and then moved to Trenton.
Right.
And I remember saying to one of my board members at the time, I'm like, okay, let's restart this. Because it had been sitting around and nothing had really happened. Little did we know when we restarted it, and we'd met with the Smith Family Foundation, and we went to one of the classes to talk about the incubation center and what it would be and what their vision was for this place, for grassroots nonprofit organizations to have a place to start actually doing their work. And I remember going to the class, and I remember speaking to everyone and getting to meet them, and I'm like, okay, we're going to do this. And I remember speaking to our board, and we're saying, yes, we're going to do this. And then COVID hit. And then we were like, well, how can we actually take kids on an international trip, and the whole world's closed down?
Yes.
So, I mean, like a lot of people, we hunkered down, and we decided we were going to create a virtual learning program.
That's great. Everybody had to pivot and reinvent themselves. And with your mission, that was hard
perfect.
to do, but it was perfect to be able to do the virtual.
But in actuality, we didn't realize the blessing in disguise behind that, because our virtual learning committee that put together this whole program, we actually came up with a curriculum, a service learning curriculum that is an actual academic program that runs from the fall, spring, and summer, where we teach kids how to actually do service, how to engage in their community. Because we don't want to tell kids, well, this is what we think you need to do. We want to be able to tell kids,
from them.
yeah, you tell us what you think
Here's
the
their
community
voice.
needs.
They're young enough that
And
they
you'd be
know.
surprised how quickly kids, when they start working together, they're like, okay, we want to do this, we want to do this. I remember last semester we had some kids in our program that made me so aware to the homeless situation in Trenton that it wasn't that I was blind or I didn't know about homelessness. It's just that
You
I
didn't
didn't
know
see
how it worked.
I didn't see it. And they actually opened my eyes to see it.
It's very hard as a smaller nonprofit to get funding, and so thank goodness for the Smith Family Foundation. How are you partnering with other people to be able to get to the next level? Smith Family does a lot. Is there other outside resources that you're utilizing? And tell us a little bit about that, because other nonprofits that are starting out say, I don't know if I can do it, and you're giving them hope that they can believe in their mission and regardless of COVID, move it forward and reinvent themselves. So tell us about that.
Yeah, I think for us, I mean, everybody knows somebody. So that's where you start. You start with those people that you know, and you ask them to support you. And we really worked hard on getting some reoccurring donors, people that would give on a regular basis.
That's very
and
important.
then connecting with other people. I was really blessed a few years ago to literally cultivate a relationship with a good friend that I knew, Luann, whose family had a foundation, the Green Foundation, and they have been recipients and have donated to the to the Global Youth Transformation Initiative for the last couple of years with a really large donation, which has been
the reoccurring are the best, and they're hard to come by. If
They
you get
are.
1 year, that's okay. But
They
if you get a
are.
3-year grant,
Right.
and they're really, really embedded in your mission, that makes a big difference.
It
so
does.
you know where you're going to be.
It does, and that money allowed us to actually do our first international trip to the Dominican Republic to take a group of 10 and kids. I mean, I literally saw transformation with these kids during this first trip to the Dominican Republic with the kids. So yeah, I mean, you can do it. It is a lot of work.
Absolutely.
It is hard work.
But if you believe in the mission, because it really resonated with you, so that's so important.
That's right. That's right. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Jennifer.
I really
So great to
appreciate
see you.
it.
Continue the great work. Always communicate.
Yes,
And share.
Giving Tuesday.
Giving Tuesday.
Giving
Pass
Tuesday.
it
We
on.
hope you do very well and
Thank
pass it
you.
on. Continue to do that great work.
Thank you for having
Jennifer.
me. And thank you to the Smith Family Foundation.
Thank you so much. And we are going to take another break and see you right back after the break.
And be sure to watch the next Central New Jersey Buy Local Connection. You have to follow us. We said yes to the dress. This is going to be very exciting. I can't wait to show you this amazing dress.
We find the dress, and after we find the dress, we zip down and went to Luca Ristorante for a fabulous cocktail. So wedding, pre-rehearsal dinner, all in one package. This is the next show. Watch it in Central New Jersey Network. And follow us on Princeton Mercer Live Local Facebook page so you will know when the show airs.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. We are back here talking about Giving Tuesday with the Smith Family Foundation. It's everything about giving, and we have Tara Butler, who is the Director of Community Outreach, who is joining us. Thank you for being here, Tara.
It's a pleasure being here, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't have missed it.
Oh, thank you. I know you're doing a lot for Giving Tuesday, and we're talking about Arlie's Glenn, who is in Trenton now, and Paula Taylor and her brother and the whole family getting involved. I know there's many other organizations that you're working with for Giving Tuesday. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Absolutely. Arlie's always supporting Smith Family Foundation, always supporting the nonprofit sector. So Arlie's, along with several other businesses in the city of Trenton, they're partnering with the Smith Family Foundation to support the nonprofit sector in the city of Trenton. The two organizations that we talked to today, Legacy International and Global Youth Transformation, if you go to Arlie's and purchase their Beet Blend Juice and their KT Juice, 20% of the proceeds will be donated to those two organizations, not just on November the 28th, but all month of November. So please, if you drink that, and everybody should be drinking it.
They should be drinking it. It's good.
Absolutely. But we have a few other businesses in the community. We have Caesar's Italian Restaurant. If you go there, they're supporting the Trenton Public Library. We have Castelluna. They're supporting the Children's Home Society, and we have Classic Books and Gifts. They're supporting Safket literacy projects. And so we know there's way more nonprofits.
So I'm sure that a lot of our viewers didn't catch all those names. So where should they go?
They should go to the Hut Community app.
Love it.
And they will find all of these businesses on the Hut Community app. And they will find a list of other nonprofits in the city of Trenton that they can support if they decide they don't want to support one of these.
That's
all on the Hut. You can all join. All nonprofits can join. All they have to do is go to www.sffnj and register for Giving Tuesday, and we'll get their information to the Community Hut app for people to
love Caesar's
give.
Restaurant. We eat there often. We just featured them at our big gala at Dress for Success.
Love it, love it.
They went through our program, so
that
they're
is
a
so
great
great.
restaurant in the city of Trenton.
But let's talk about holidays. So do we want to talk about something fun?
Yes, let's talk about something fun.
Okay.
Let's talk about fashion and shopping for relatives and what we want. What do we want for the holidays? What do you want, Catherine? What are you thinking?
What do you
special
want?
on your
My
holiday
husband
list?
asked me that same thing last night, and I don't know. But all I know is I wanted to be sparkly, and I wanted to be shiny,
and surprising,
and I wanted to be surprising. My Christmas lights are up already. So.
Oh,
Really?
Yes,
Already?
that's
Absolutely.
early. I wait till after Thanksgiving to put them up. The day after, which makes it a little hectic, but
I think a woman needs a purse.
so we have a brand extravaganza.
Yes.
Gabby, tell us a little bit about
the
what
brand-
that is and how we
yes.
feature different brands.
Absolutely. So we're having Longchamp today, who is actually giving us this product because it is something that they're gifting. But the brand extravaganza is really something that highlights something that the Gab likes. Today we are talking about the purses.
The purses.
So
And-
tell us more about Longchamp.
So they've been around since 1971. They have
was born in
women's.
71.
Oh, I love it. What a great year, Tara. Perfect year. But more importantly, they have a lot of women's apparel and purses and clothing, and they support Dress for Success, and they gift us with all of these purses to give out to our women when they're getting their clothing for the holidays or when they're getting their bras and underwears, everything that's donated to Dress for Success, and this is a great organization. So we love this purse. Actually, a funny story is I bought this purse, and I'm going to give it to a special person today in the room. We'll have to see who that is. Look how great it is. And Gabby, we have another purse.
Absolutely.
There. Gabby already took this one and hid it under the table for herself.
That's right.
You
The
see,
formal
it goes
outfit.
exactly
It does.
with
It
my
goes with
color.
your outfit.
All right,
Right.
it goes.
It's
It
beautiful.
goes.
Pretty.
It's beautiful. So this is a beautiful. Of course, you can't complain. Women love purses. We can never have enough of purses.
So true.
Men out there, if you're shopping for your ladies, make sure you put a purse or a Longchamp on the list and under the Christmas tree.
And they're doing business in 80 countries, so there's so many retail stores, and they're just growing and they're giving back. All of that is about, we're receiving great gifts, but then giving back to others, and that's what this is all about.
Absolutely.
So Tara, what do you want for the holidays, and what's important to you with your family? And tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a mother of 5.
Oh,
Mother of 5.
Busy time of year.
Two grand. So I think for me, I just want to spend some quality time. I love family time.
Nice.
I come from a close-knit family. And I just want to spend some quality time with my grandkids. I have 2, 4, and 9. And Christmas has always been my favorite holiday. My grandmother, my mom's mom, was actually born on Christmas Day. So we like to get together and just, celebrate. But what I want for Christmas,
A Longchamp.
Oh, I could take that.
I know. This comes in many colors.
No, this
Right?
is Gabby.
Do they have blue?
Blue would be another product here, and it's gone.
But I would like, I have a honey-do list, so I would like my husband to finish my English tea room.
Oh, wow.
Okay, you better get on
So
that. It's going to come quickly.
I love tea. In my house, we have lots of tea, right? She said tea, right?
Yes.
Tea. I love tea. So please invite me to your house. But I would like to talk a little bit about what are you doing, like, one of the things I believe is the interaction we have during the holiday and how important it is to really watch a little bit over our words during the holiday. We are going to be around that family table, and we always have that person that kind of go under your skin, right? So
Yes, that relative. That's very true.
What do you do?
Well, I probably would go right back with them because
I love it. Yes. Yes.
But no, I mean, what we'll really do.
Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna go back at them.
Exactly.
No.
Is there signs that we can say no religion, no politics on Christmas Eve when they're coming through the door? Because there's some of the things that get people arguing back and forth. On Christmas Eve, I have a big open house. So I always think, and you've been to my house on Christmas Eve, and I always think there's so many of my worlds colliding under my roof. And how are these conversations going to go? So I sort of say no religion and no politics. So that's the rules. So and people get along beautifully.
One of the rules, but you could take it. I think that if you just pause and don't get back to them, and just check your words, and just be kind and loving, because this is what all Giving Tuesday is all about. This is what the spirit of the holiday is all about. Is just sometimes just sit back, look at them, and say, "That's okay."
Absolutely.
It's the holidays. I'll give you a
It's the
pass.
holidays. I'll give you a pass.
Yeah, that part.
Absolutely.
That's right. So other things we do for the holiday, like do you eat a lot?
I do. I have a split family, so I go to, of course, my mother's very important. We all know Mary Jo is the biggest fan of the Gab, and she watches every little bit of it. Hi, Mary Jo. But I definitely go around and visit a lot of different people during the holidays. My daughter's going to be home from college, so her schedule is going to be jam-packed. And I think just spending some quality time, even if it's short, just seeing some of the people that you haven't seen in a while, and let the elderly and other people know that you're coming to them and you're visiting them. We get some time off, so let's go and cherish those relationships with the people that we love, which is so important this time of year. All the time it's important, but especially this time of year, people do get a little sad if they don't have visitors. So I come barreling in and with my big personality, and it makes people happy. So that's what I like to do.
That is true. What else do we do?
Let me see. I like to shop.
Uh-huh.
I like to shop with my family.
Okay.
My family, like I said, we have a close-knit family, so we're really goofy. So we like to get together, and one of the main things that we like to do is karaoke.
Okay.
We love karaoke. And I'm the karaoke queen.
I have video of this girl.
Oh, you do? You've seen this live?
Yes, I've
Oh
seen
my
it
goodness,
live.
I love it.
So yeah, we like to get together. We get all the my siblings, the nieces and nephews, and we come together either at my house or my sister's house. And I love to cook.
Oh, that's great.
So we cook and we just get together and just love on each other.
How about Christmas tree lightings? Does anyone go to Christmas tree lighting? They're so,
Oh,
that's something
you made me think about something.
I love Christmas tree lightings throughout the city, throughout all the state. There's so many great events.
Without the tree. So the other day we were just talking, and we went to that gala with Mike, and it was Bohème Opera. And you know, one of the things is that you know we're talking about kids and entertaining them during the holiday. You cannot always go to those big, you know, New York City theater or Philadelphia or whatever. And right here downtown Trenton is a lot of little venues. That
Passage Theater is right there. There's some great venues
that
going on
are
there.
doing you know, things during the holiday. But Bohème Opera has this wonderful performance about the story of you know, a crippled child, and you know, it's the nativity story and so on. But they're doing it in churches. So you can bring your family and so on. If you go around and Google, you can actually entertain your family and not always paying high ticket price.
Awesome. Another great option is Kelsey Theater.
Kelsey
Theater
I
in
love
Mercer County
Kelsey,
Community
yes.
College. And there is
love
a
it.
special guest that actually is in the show, and it's the president of Mercer County Community College.
Yes.
Debbie Preston
Debbie,
is
yeah.
starring
Right.
in
Awesome.
the performance
Really?
this
Oh,
holiday.
really? That's
and,
awesome.
and yes, so you have to go. And she is not just doing a cameo. She told them she had a theater background.
Right.
And they put her in the show.
Oh my
So
God,
during
you
the
gotta go.
holidays, go to Kelsey
That is
Theater,
awesome.
and you will
That's
see Debbie
exciting.
Preston on the big stage.
That's awesome.
Which is really amazing.
That's
And
awesome.
Christmas Carol at McCarter
What
Theater.
do
So,
you-
but the
what
one
do
thing
you
that
do?
I want to highlight
Yes.
here is what happens in Trenton. 'Cause
Yes.
They do
Yes,
the Canard,
absolutely.
they do the Hanukkah, they
Yes.
do the Christmas tree,
Right.
and then we do, the Smith Family Foundation does the Canara lighting. We're going to
I
have
love
it in a
The
whole
Canara
program.
lighting?
Yes, it's for Kwanzaa.
Oh, for
It's
Kwanzaa.
It's for Kwanzaa.
yeah.
It's
Okay.
going to be an
Come out.
amazing
Oh,
program.
yes, we
It'll
will
be
be there.
on December 27th in City Hall, and then we'll come out and light the Canara, and it's just another time for giving and celebrating and
See?
loving on one another.
Aw.
So
I love that.
please
Yeah, we
come
want to
on
get
out.
that invite. We would
Yeah,
love to come out and visit the
absolutely.
Smith Family
4:30, yeah,
Foundation.
4:30 to
Yeah.
6:30 p.m. right in the atrium.
Yes. And
Nice.
tell us a little bit about the vision and the outreach for Smith Family Foundation as we close out the show. Tara,
Yes.
tell us a little bit
So
about
the vision, of course, as you know, Ms. Stoney talked about the purple ribbon, right? So
yes.
our idea for the purple ribbon is, and with community engagement, it's to bridge the gap and forge relationships and collaborations with organizations in the city of Trenton, right?
Yeah.
Trenton is amazing.
Yes. Yes.
Trenton is amazing. And when we
Amazing.
talk about forging these relationships, you know, we also have a program. It's not so much of a program, but an initiative, the I Am the Change, the Pathways to Student
love
Success,
that.
right? So
I Am the
what we
Change.
do is the director, Ms. Cherie Short, does an amazing job with the scholars in the I Am the Change. So it's I Am the Change consists of first year college graduates, right? Or first generation students who are going on to college. And we don't, the Smith Family Foundation, we don't just provide them scholarships and say, hey,
Right,
here's
right.
the money, bye, see you later.
We got the
We
gist.
follow them. right.
This is a lifetime.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
right.
And it's the
That's
purple ribbon
right.
is just
That's
flowing.
really amazing. And that's why we're all here today, is to
So we
really
follow
highlight that, the Smith family, Giving Tuesday.
Yes.
The holidays and all the great gifts we're going to receive, right? I think you might have brought me some gifts here today, right? Did you bring me my gifts since I gave you yours? But we just want to thank all of you for being here and highlighting the good work that's going on in Trenton, and really Better Together is important. All the collaborations that are going on, you've been highlighting through the Smith Family Foundation. And that's what's important. And the holidays are going to be just as festive with all of you being engaged in it. So we're so glad to be able to feature you today on the show. Thank you for being
Excited.
here.
Thank you so much for bringing us.
Thank you for all
Thank
the work
you.
you do,
Thank
and we'll
you.
continue to do.
Absolutely. Thank you.
And thank you to all of you out there that are watching the Gab. Melissa and I are so happy and are wishing you a happy holiday.
Happy holidays. Thank you for.
We stay for every family working hard to bring their legacy to life. For every community organization providing transformational services to our great city. We stay for the local businesses and community advocates revitalizing the neighborhoods with strong leadership. We stay for every first responder and essential worker who sacrifice themselves daily for our safety. We stay for every child with a dream to see their city thriving. We stay to develop today's leaders for tomorrow's challenges. We are here because we care. We are staying because this is my Trenton, Trenton.
Your Town Tube is today's #1 all-local promotion, social media and networking in the Princeton-Mercer region. The most effective, attractive, quickest, and affordable ways to reach a huge local audience.